I didn't shave.
Oh yeah, you can really tell that over here.
Uh-huh.
Okay folks, this is Tom. I built this Cougar for him and we're going to do the unveiling here. It may seem like this is kind of overdoing it, but there's a reason why. Okay, so back up a little bit by this chair right here, and grab the transmitter and turn it on. See it right here, right in front of this chair, right over here. There you go. Turn on the transmitter. Okay, so we're running. And so stand right there, don't move off of where you're standing. Oh shit. So, you can see that from over there?
Yeah.
Those decals you sent me.
Oh yeah.
I had it all built, and you know I've always been looking for decals and ones with letters and all this other stuff, and you gave me that big stack of decals. I had it all built, and I'm going through the things I'd like to do and other stuff, and it just had the decals. I'm going through the stack of decals. There was a whole bunch of them there. I thought, oh, these are really cool, and then I saw some with lettering, and got down to the last 3 sheets, and bigger shit was letters. So I said, oh my goodness. And so I thought, oh, these are small letters. Can I put them on straight and get them just right? And there was different sizes. Fortunately, I found one size. I think that's about right. I want it big enough so they can see it, but small so it looks scale. Found it and put your name on it. I thought that was perfect. Okay. So the transmitter's on. Okay. Receiver's on. Okay. Clear elevator. Everything work?
Yeah.
Okay. Flip the switch while you're not too close.
Oh my God. I didn't think you said you were able to do it.
That was the surprise.
Yeah. Wow.
That was the surprise. They wouldn't fit because I put a big tank in it. The tank came down to here, and there was no room for the tire. They called for 2.5-inch wheels, and I did a bunch of measurements and a bunch of head scratching and all kinds of things. If the nose gear is mounted here on the firewall, right?
Yeah.
Then I thought, well, hell, the retract assembly would have to be way out here and stick in front of the firewall, and I have to make a mounting for it. Where the hell am I going to put it? It's got to clear the engine mount. And there's all these problems and difficulties. So that's why I ordered the 1-engine mount with it, which is that you're able to rotate it, and then I did a bunch of measuring, and I had to draw a center line for the thrust of the engine mount where the thrust line of the motor was on the firewall, get that point, X, Y, and axis, and then figure out where the motor mount was. And I took the old motor mount, the ones where they're kind of not square, but they're at square corners, like at an angle, 45-degree angle, and I rotated that and interfered with the line where the retract assembly had to come up. And I had to see how far the retract assembly could come up and how much the wheel showed, see? See the wheel?
Oh, yeah.
And so I did all that and did all this figuring, and then I ordered a Dave Brown engine mount, which are round. I thought maybe those, when I rotate it, it won't interfere with the clearance, and that did it. So I ordered one of them. I already had the 3 engine mounts. I ordered that. It came in and bitch, it fit. It allowed me to put the retracts up. And so what I did is I made I never showed you all the photos because I didn't want you to see what was going on. But I made a basswood shelf in here that the retract mounts to. And then the tire just is right in front of the bulkhead for the wing hold down bolts and everything. And so it protrudes a little bit, but not bad. The engine's rolled over as far as it could be. If you look around this side, see the pipe just clears the top of the wing. And this is the on-off switch here, instead of having an off-off switch. And this here's, that's your window. Remember I asked you about the window? What's that for? Of course it is. Is that cool or what? And then that's your fueler here. So when you want to fuel it, you just take this and bring this out here, and you serve your fuel. And then when you get to almost to the top, you shut it off. The overflow will go into the pressure line for the tank. That purple line there, underneath the wing, the tank, underneath the, right, that's the pressure line. So it's internal to make it look cleaner. And you notice on the port side of the airplane, there's nothing showing. That's because I routed one region, I routed the rudder push rod on this side of the fuselage. So it's not here. And even on this side, if you come around and look at it, it's very indiscreet. And this thing here, I had to hog this out so it would clear. And the typical Cougar is this nice or what?
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
It looks cool. That's the way they are on Cougars, which is kind of a neat thing. So anyway,
It's a total blast from the past.
I made a list of the panel and the pilot painted in. I made a headrest. So
Great job being the pilot.
yeah, that was. I can't believe I went through that. And the cowling, if you look down here, look straight down the top here, you can see how I built the fuselage sides up here. See it? If you look straight down on it. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
see,
okay,
this is
yeah,
sheeted to match here. See when I bring this in, see how it matches now?
Yeah.
See how it's a perfect fit?
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't
it's
before.
Not, otherwise, they had a step.
It cowled, it stuck out, and I wasn't happy with that. So I put balsa sheeting on here and sanded it in, and then put filler on both sides. So the canopy, the cowling's loose now because I've got to take it off, tune the engine. And so this was no big deal, but I just couldn't stand going to all the trouble to have that thing, the cowling stick out. It just didn't look right. So and this spinner is to just run the engine. See, the spinner doesn't match.
Oh,
This is luster coat, and the red spinners are actually dark red, as you can see. But this spinner, I went and bought another spinner just to run the engine for testing. But I took one of these another spinner and painted it to match this, or what's in the bag. So I'll tell you all about that. Okay. So on is in. So out is off, okay? So you can turn, and this, I made this thing with a red tag on it like an airplane. So this just slips down over there, it's kind of a tight fit. And so it keeps it off. Yeah, it keeps it off, in the off position, okay? So everything fits just about perfect. So when you go to take the wing off and on, it's kind of a delicate process, but it fits just right. When you put the wing on, the wing bolts will go right in the holes. It's not as if you have to fish around. You have to shift a little bit, but once they're aligned right, you push on it. Once it starts, you don't have to worry about cross-threading or anything because they fit perfectly in both axes. There's no way to cross-thread it or to get it wrong. Now you have the pipe here, and also you can turn this thing over. And let's see, we got that on, that on. So no, we don't have to take that off. We don't have to take that off. Turn everything on.
Your surprise got me though, because I got a 4-channel receiver, but I got other ones at home. So
yeah, that I didn't want to. I thought
right.
you might, but I thought, well, it won't matter because we can fly with my receiver.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's off. That's off. Gears down. Now we go ahead and take this off. Let's see. But we don't have to. I can move this forward now.
You can get my tools out.
I got all my tools. I've got everything. If you want me to make one of these things, I will.
Sure. Okay.
Well, they work like a champ and they're adjustable. You know, with these things here, you can adjust it for whatever you're trying to do. Short side and shit. So that's kind of there. Oh, shit. You got to have fun. You got to have fun holding things. So these can be spaced in if you need to hold us. See, this fits here. This perfect. This fits here. This thing is just about right as one from. Okay, cool. I'm gonna take the spinner off. And let's see. We can just take it over.
Grab my tools, so.
I got all my tools.
So.
I tried to make sure. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Take that off. Take that off. Then we can run it. So I got all my tools over there. Oh, that's get the bad part of the pipe running.
Oh yeah.
So what I did is I only charged you, the engine was, I paid 59 plus shipping of 65. The kit, I got it, it was it would have been like over $100, but my, you know, the tower has the discount, so that was made at 84. Four servos, $16 each, 64, and then the retracts were 170 here. And the tune pipe mount was $5. The pipe itself was 45 anyway. But
I'm not one of your customers.
I know. But like the golden rods, say I only charge it for one, even though I used like three for the rudder and elevator, and then another one for throttle. But I only use part of each one, so I just charge it for one. And the tank, that's, you know, regular price. The monocoat, I use white and I use silver, but I only charge it for one roll because I only use part of. Well, actually, one roll of silver, like I said in the email, it just fit.
Oh, wow.
One roll I had just enough to do the wings and the fuselage. I didn't have a half-inch extra. Because I was careful about when I went to draw it out for the wings. I thought, well, I put this here, I can switch it around like I do with canvas, you know. I didn't have a half an inch extra. So anyway, that's the way I did it all through everything. I only charge you for partial stuff, you know, so you're not paying full thing. So anyway, the total was $610.
Well, I brought four with me. I didn't know exactly what to do.
I understand. Okay, so take this. This is the book. There's all the things itemized. Here's the mixture control valve, the needle valve. I'll explain all that to you. Here's all the goodies, the boxes for the retraction, so you have it. Now this is the spinner that goes on it. It's painted, okay? And that's the muffler. I wrapped it up so it wouldn't ding up the paint job. So so anyway, you got all that stuff. So keep that there and this here. And so I'll take the 400 down, and you got that taken care of.